Ladies and gentlemen, I declare this congregation open. Please be seated. On behalf of Aston University, thank you for being here today. Whether you are graduating or you're a family member or friend, you are all most welcome, as indeed are the guests and friends of the university who have joined us for this ceremony in this room or online. This year, across 14 ceremonies, more than 2,000 students will be receiving their degrees. This is therefore an important occasion, but I hope also for everyone a joyful occasion. It has been perhaps the most unsettling period of our lives, dealing with the many challenges and uncertainties of the past 18 months. I know that there will be some in this room who have lost loved ones, relatives, or friends, who may have been with us today. I hope I can speak for all of us when I say that they are all in our thoughts today. I take this opportunity to thank our students, now our new graduates, the class of 2021, for their dedication, their resilience, and their commitment to completing their studies. I also thank our staff, academic and professional teams of colleagues dedicated to the success of our students. Finally, and not least, I thank the friends and families of our graduates for their support. As I look around the hall, I know that many of you will have travelled long distances to be here and to support those who are graduating. This reflects both Aston's global reputation and the significance of this ceremony. Today, we celebrate the achievements of our students, and now as graduates of Aston University. Each of you has completed your course and passed those exams. The gowns you are wearing are a visible manifestation of that success. I do hope you enjoy the occasion. It is custom that during our graduation ceremonies, the university also takes the opportunity to recognise the achievements of certain outstanding individuals and honour them accordingly. I therefore call upon Professor James Wolfson to present a candidate on behalf of Senate for the award of an honorary degree.
Vice-Chancellor, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, honoured guests. It is a pleasure to present Jackie Smith for an honorary degree. Jackie has a long and distinguished career in politics and is highly engaged in the political and civic scene in the West Midlands. Jackie grew up in Worcestershire, in Malvern, where she now lives, in a family of teachers. Having strong aspirations from an early age, she was the first from her comprehensive school to go to Oxbridge. After a time at Oxford University, studying philosophy, politics and economics, she worked in Parliament for 1 year before deciding she'd like to do a proper job. Her words, not mine. She did teacher training at Worcester and then taught for 11 years in economics and business studies before she was elected to Parliament in 1997 as one of a record number of women MPs, sometimes referred to Blair's babes, a term she hated. She served on the Treasury Committee and became a minister for schools in 1999. In true ministerial fashion, she then did 4 other ministerial roles before becoming the UK's first female Home Secretary in 2007, and the first woman to hold one of the great offices of state who wasn't called Margaret, those being Margaret Thatcher and Margaret Beckett. Since 2010, when she left politics, she has had a range of roles, such as chair the Sandwell Children's Trust, of the Precious Trust, a Birmingham-based charity supporting girls at risk of gang violence, and of the Lunar Society. She is a trustee of the King's Fund and also works in Jordan and Egypt supporting parliamentary and political development. Her main role has been the chair of the University Hospitals Birmingham NHS Foundation Trust, where she oversaw the merger of the Heart of England Trust to make UHB the largest NHS trust in England. After 8 years, she's now moving on this autumn to be chair of the Commonwealth's Hearts with Barking, Havering and Redditch NHS Trust. Together, these will now be the biggest trust. She clearly thrives on big challenges. She has 2 grown-up sons, the oldest which has just started teaching, following in the family footsteps, and the youngest has just graduated and is working in food manufacturing. Having been a friend of Jo Cox MP, she is now proud to chair the Jo Cox Foundation, set up by friends and colleagues after her murder, which works to make a reality of her campaigning values and also her view that we have more in common than that which divides us. In particular, Jackie advocates strongly that it's possible to disagree passionately while treating people with respect and humility. And this is the theme of the Foundation's work and her podcast, For the Many, which is notorious for political discussion interspersed with humour. She has presented several radio documentaries, including a recent series on prison reform for the BBC Radio 4. She enjoys appearing on the TV every Friday on Good Morning Britain and regularly on Steph's Packed Lunch and with Jeremy Vine. She tells me going on Strictly Come Dancing last year was one of the best adventures of her life. It's been a pleasure today to be joined by her mother Jill, who has given her strong work ethic and also much of her background, including in politics. So Jackie has clearly set a precedent for women in politics, serving successfully at the highest level of government while also representing her local constituency in the West Midlands. Jackie is a leading advocate for girls and women in society, and her charitable work is inspirational. Chancellor. For Jackie's significant contribution to the region's civic and health agendas, I present Jackie Smith for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Jackie Smith, on behalf of the university, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. I now call upon Dr. Smith to address the congregation.
Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests, Aston graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose I should start with an apology that I didn't samba across the stage today. I'm sorry about that. It's a great honour for me to receive this recognition today, and a great honour to receive it from this university. Birmingham is a great city, and Aston University plays a key role in its physical and educational heart. And very many congratulations to all of you receiving recognition for all your efforts today. Today is a worthy celebration, but it is also, I hope, just part of a journey of lifelong learning. When I finished as a minister, I made a bit of a mistake. I did an interview in which I said I thought that it would be a good idea if ministers had a bit more training. Despite me being one of the longest serving ministers, and I thought a success, that was of course reported in some newspapers as me saying I wasn't up to it. Please never see extra learning or training as a failure or a weakness. If you think you've got nothing left to learn, you usually have a very big lesson coming. Learning should be lifelong, and we should take opportunities wherever they come. And there is, of course, joy in continuing to challenge yourself in your learning throughout your life. As you've heard, last year I had the great adventure of learning to dance as a contestant in Strictly on BBC Saturday nights. If you saw me, you might argue that I wasn't a diligent enough student. But remember, education is about improvement as well as achievement. And frankly, you should have seen me before Anton de Beck got to work on me. The other joy of today is the opportunity for us to all be together. As the chair of University Hospitals Birmingham Trust, I know that the NHS has faced and continues to face its greatest challenge as we respond to the COVID pandemic. We've seen the best in our staff, and I know that many of you will have been working with them or will be joining them. But it hasn't just been the NHS where challenges have been faced and changes have been made. You have studied and achieved in unprecedented times, so you should be especially proud of yourselves. The pandemic has brought out the best in us, and it's also identified the worst in the world we live in. We have admired the dedication, knowledge and skill of the NHS staff, researchers and scientists who cared for us, developed the drugs and technology to keep us alive, and the vaccine that can bring us back to full and connected lives. We've rediscovered the strength of community as we clapped together, volunteered together, and supported each other. We've realised the importance of connection, even whilst we've been forced to distance. And we now have graphic evidence that we are one world. What starts thousands of miles away will end up on our streets and in our homes. We know that we cannot insulate ourselves by standing apart. None of us will be safe until we are all safe. And we've learnt that talking and acting on inequality is key. It isn't an academic nicety to be concerned about inequalities. It isn't woke or indulging in a culture war. We've seen during the course of the pandemic that it has real implications for our health, our jobs, our education, our lives, and our deaths. You are in a unique position to start the next stage of your education or your working lives with those lessons fresh in your mind. Let's remember and learn and change. But for today, let's celebrate. Well done.
I now call upon the Executive Dean of the College of Health and Life Sciences, Professor Anthony Hilton, to present candidates for conferment of degrees.
Vice-Chancellor, I call upon Ms Hussain to present candidates from the College of Health and Life Sciences programmes for the conferment of awards.
Vice-Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Clinical Neurophysiology Practice, Katasi Chihuahua. For the degree of Master of Science in Clinical Neurosensory Sciences, Arancha Benares Aldea. Rachel Barsley.
Congratulations.
Louise Catherine Butler. Keir Simon Cox. Georgia Elizabeth Flower. Katie Louise Hayward. Faiza Iqbal.
Congratulations.
Emily Kezia O'Neill. James Michael Ord Powlett. Catherine Rose Oversby. Stephanie Quinn. Maxwell Seal. Catherine Diana Taylor. Sharon Deep Kaur Tiara. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Healthcare Science Audiology, 3-year honours programme, Aisha Bibi. Sham Hamid. Amal Mohammed Hassan. Amin Sidra Halima Kareem. Amin Khan. Anisa Begum Hayat Katak. Bushra Maroof. Shakila Paveen. Chloe Richardson. Elena Shawani. Adam Charles Turner. Priska Chenwendu Yue Bloom. For the foundation degree in hearing aid audiology, Laura Jean Barker. Diane Byler. Eleanor Zoe Brown. Yingmei Chen. Nuala Charlotte Donlan. Caroline Margaret Fenning. Daniel Robert Foxcroft. Esmo Winter Omani. Grace Ormerod. David John Peel. Michael Redgrave. Marianne Santaniello. Rivathi Anetta Selvaranjan. Ahmed Udin. Nicola Mira Vaughan.
Vice-Chancellor, I call upon Dr. Euler to present candidates from the College of Health and Life Sciences programmes for the conferment of awards.
Vice-Chancellor, I present the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Optometry. Jasmine Elizabeth Smith. For the degree of Master of Optometry, 4 years honour programme, Nicolina Dobrick. William James Kingdon. Madara Danajili Kuraparati. Abhilash Mehra. Simone Pereira Magado. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Optometry 3 years honours programme, Laiba Ahmed. Rahim Ahmed. Ruby Akram. Ikra Sarish Ali. Sena Ali. Zainab Al-Kadimi. Imad Amanat. Mahira Amin. Saira Anjum. Uchenna Gloria Angubi. Aki Bakil. Mohammed Usman Ali Aslam. Kisra Ayub. Arusa Azad. Mohammed Amir Azam. Rubik Kaur Bahia. Ishvinder Kaur Bara. Adam Islam Barkat. Fatima Zara Samaya Bagadia. Sonia Devi Vipul Bundia. Zainab Bibi. Alina Biju. Charlotte Emily Bowen. Fahim Feroz Karatella. Shuaib Chowdhury. Race Mohammed Chowan. Bhavesh Nilesh Chidasama. Simran Kaur Deegan. Sukhpreet Danjal. Navreet Kaur Dillon. Adamantios Diamantis. Fatima Nazir Bashir Al-Nasari. Alina Fires. Tazreem Ahmed Faja. Hayden Fatchett. Samaya Ferdoes. Zainab Girach. Nicolos Golfinus. Malika Gul. Maheen Hassan. Karis Victoria Ann Hedges. Saeed Naguib Hosseini. Ahsan Rahman Hussain. Asif Hussain. Fauzia Hussain. Hafsa Hussain. Halim Yusuf Hussain. Qasim Hussain. Qasim Arshad. Amina Islam. Zainab Bashir Ahmed Ismail. Samaya Jahan. Zara Jamil. Somi Jani. Tamara J. Ballin. Angel Mary Jimin. Samir Uday Yoshi. Aman Kaleem. Saina Kanwa. Anna Katira. Simandeep Kaur. Kiranjit Kaur Johal. Anam Khan. Ikra Khan. Isra Khan. Rahila Malaika Khan. Sidra Zainab Khan. Uraj Khan. Shabnam Kainam. Daisy Kinman Sprinks. Manali Lakhani. Hadra Husna Mahmood. Suma Mahmood. Atia Masood. Shananjit Kaur Matu. Hafsa Ifsa Mir. Sakina Momin. Mira Akbari Nazir. Naira Nazir. Mustafa Ahmed. Ephraim Millennium Osamadium Azagi. Simran Panasar. Vanita Patel. Dhruva Sailesh Patel. Khadija Patel. Leah Patel. Radhika Bindu Patel. Raki Vidya Patel. Tilak Patel. Isaac Rafiq. Jaspal Randava. Shreya Meera Kaur Rao. Charlotte Reynolds. Kiranjot Rao. Aisha Noor Rubble. Jasleen Saju. Alicia Salim. Just Karen Sangera. Amin Saeed. Madeline Annie Scarlett. Sarah Shabir. Haida Ali Shafi. Saira Shah. Mandeep Kaur Setra. Mamoona Jabeen Aslam Sheikh. Alia Mataza Shivraj. Aaron Singh Sori. Tahara Sultana. Niranjani Paradumal Taka. Mariam Neha Uddin. Misha Vugela. Raisa Shiraz Daud Vasiani. Gosalia Vimarla Rasa. Husna Wakil. Sarah Warwick. Halima Zaman.
Vice-Chancellor, I present those candidates from the College of Health and Life Sciences whose names appear in the programme but are not here today for admission in absentia to their respective awards.
I admit them. I now call upon Professor Simon Green, Pro-Vice-Chancellor for Research, to address the congregation.
Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests, colleagues, Aston graduates. Firstly, let me add my own personal congratulations as well as those of the university, to every one of our new graduates. The degrees you have worked so hard for are amongst the most highly regarded in the world. You are all graduates of an award-winning university. Aston University is the current University of the Year, as awarded by The Guardian, and we were also named Entrepreneurial University of the Year by the Times Higher Education. These awards and others we have received this year are a recognition of the quality and commitment of our colleagues, our students, our alumni, and the many businesses and communities we work with. This is a real source of pride that we can all share in. Your new qualifications are the result of your own ability, dedication, and hard work. Equally, your achievement would not have been possible without the support, encouragement, and dedication of a lot of people. So let us take a few moments to consider those who have helped you get here today, your friends, your family, and your lecturers. So will now, please, all our new Aston graduates stand up and give these people a huge and rousing round of applause. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. For the students' valedictory speech, this year we thought we would do something to reflect the very different student and graduate experience. We therefore asked our Students' Union to work with the university to produce a special video which reflects on our students' Aston experience over the past 3 to 4 years. Please, can we run the video?
Hi, my name's Paige and I'm graduating from the College of Health and Life Sciences. I started at Aston University in 2017 and I remember going to the campus after I'd already been accepted and coming into Birmingham and then being on the kind of like green campus, being like, oh, I've got that feeling now. I'm here, I'm home, this is my university. The friends that I've met, I'll keep with me forever. I spent a lot of time at Snobs and the Gale as well, so shout out to the Gale and the Gay Village.
Hi everybody, my name is Balraj, the President of the Aston Students' Union, and I wish you the absolute best for the future and a massive congratulations to you on your results and your graduation upcoming.
So, class of 2021, what have we done? We've survived really bad food at Chicken Hut. We have survived a global pandemic. No other cohort has had quite the dramatic experience that we have had, and we got through the other end. We also survived 3 to 4 years of university, which is no mean feat in its own, and we should be applauded for that. We have such an incredible, diverse group of students here at Aston, and that kind of knowledge is the kind of knowledge that the world needs. This isn't the end, although it's a huge chapter coming to a close. It's an opportunity to kind of jump off of and go forward and use all those wonderful experiences. Here's to the class of 2021.
Well, I'm sure you will agree that was quite inspiring, and a huge thanks to the Students' Union for their help in producing this. As a new graduate of Aston University, you will know that we have a mission to ensure that our students are best equipped to succeed in business and the professions. Your degree is a valuable asset to both yourself and to employers worldwide. Please use it well and make us proud of you. I am sure that, like me, you found our honorary graduate, Jackie Smith, inspirational. She is an example of just what you can achieve with commitment and dedication in your chosen field. So congratulations again. I do hope that you will all come back to campus after the ceremony and join the class of 2021 in the marquee to continue celebrating your success. Thank you and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, our ceremony today is drawing to a close. Before it does, however, I would like to add my personal congratulations to those of the Pro Vice-Chancellor. In the last hour, you have moved on to a new phase in your life. However, you are now equipped with a degree that will certainly underwrite and possibly transform your future, and that of the communities, companies and individuals who you will work alongside. Whatever you choose to do, I'm sure you will do it well, and I wish each of you the greatest possible success as you pursue your chosen careers. Now, when we leave the hall, our new graduates are invited to join the academic procession for a class of 2021 group photograph back on campus. I would encourage all of our guests to come and watch, and of course to take your own photographs. However, we would appreciate it if our guests would remain seated until the procession and all the graduates have left the hall before joining them back on campus. I now declare this degree congregation closed and invite those who are able to please be upstanding for the National Anthem.